Oh, interesting.
Any questions, Coach?
Coach, this is one of those games like the second half of Michigan where, especially fourth quarter with the way the wind's going, it has to impact the way the game's called, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. But I mean, we still, we had situations where we still need to throw the football. And we got to be better at that. You never know. We threw the ball for how many yards there, a couple weeks in a row. I mean, we certainly didn't look like it tonight. So we need to be balanced. But we came into the game knowing we needed to run the football. That was a big emphasis all week. We did a good job. Our guys up front did a great job blocking. I think LJ and the backs ran hard. Defense played a great game and gave us some good situations, and then we should have put it away the first half. We can't make it hard on ourselves like that.
Dave, with the weather the way it is, and I guess you kind of come in with that plan. When you see Gerald fumble that one at the goal line, I guess, how do you keep a senior on senior day in check in that moment?
He handled it okay. I mean, he's not the first guy to fumble. He's been our most consistent guy with the football over the years. That's his first fumble this year, I believe, and he's been very good throughout the year. So other guys have fumbled throughout the season. It's his first one, so we just say, hey, hang in there. You get more chances because he's running hard. He did a great job right there. I felt bad for him. We got him in again in the second half, and certainly would have liked to get him in more. But happy that he was part of today's game, and glad we sent him out with a win.
Dave, Brian Lewerke was 2 for 14 passing.
Mm-hmm.
What did you kind of see out of his performance, and just kind of an overall estimate of how he played?
Well, I think 2 for 14 obviously is not what we want from our quarterback. It's not what we want from a pass game. I mean, we've got to be able to execute somewhat in bad conditions. They seem to be throwing the ball around a little bit, so we just need to be better. And I thought, given the chance, not that we gave him that many chances, I guess, in the second half, but the chances that he had, he just needs to be a little bit more confident and sit in pocket a little bit with some confidence that we're going to protect him. That's probably a big thing.
Hey, Dave, over here. The inside zone seemed to work, the run play, the run game in the first half.
Right.
That set up the zone read keep for Brian later, I'd imagine. Can you talk about how that transpired for the touchdown and the long gain on the other touchdown drive?
As I mentioned, trying to run the football coming into this game, a big part of that was inside zone. And, we've had our inside zone read with Brian in our game plans previous, and he's run those before, but it was more of an emphasis this week. And he did a great job reading, I thought. We go in with the idea of any question, hand it off. So he's supposed to be sure when he pulls it. And, for one, he only pulled it once or twice, I think, but when he did a couple times, were obviously good decisions on his part. So he's doing a good job with it.
Dave, I know this may sound like a weird question, but today LJ looked like LJ of old, if you kind of get my gist there.
Mm-hmm.
Foot in the ground, up the field, not a lot of juking.
Right.
Just get up the field, tough, hard runs.
Right.
Did you see anything different from him in practice this week, and can you talk about his performance today?
Yeah, LJ obviously had an excellent game for us, and in our emphasis this week of trying to do a better job running the football, part of that's us, part of that's the running backs, and not being indecisive and putting a foot in the ground and going. And so that was an emphasis. He did a good job of it all week in practice. That was obvious, and they all did, because that was an emphasis for all of us. But he did a good job all week, and I agree with you. He did look like we want him to look every week today. So hopefully we can continue to emphasize that, and he can continue to have nice days.
I know it's kind of hard for a quarterback like Brian to simulate the weather like this,
Right.
but for a guy that's coming in from a warm weather climate, and you guys haven't had many. Is this a learning lesson for him, or is this something that he can, he should have known or done better with?
I think, there's no doubt what we were facing coming into this game this week, they've been talking about this weather today for many days, so we knew what we were going to be playing in. The cold obviously is a different deal beyond just being wet, so You'd have to ask him how he felt about it, but I think it's something you adjust to. I really do. And I think he's been here long enough that, I'm not sure how much the cold affected him. I think there's some wet balls that he said he was getting that might have affected his passing. But, our guys from down south, they don't like this cold weather, but they adjust to it. They don't have a choice.
One last one here.
Dave, you may have answered this before, but you've leaned on LJ in big moments when you needed to run the football. This is a game you had to. He seemed to be sort of the best of what he's been over the last 3 years today. Can you sort of get into his performance a little bit today?
Yeah, we wanted him to sort of carry the load for us this game, and told him that. Told all the running backs that, but obviously he's a guy that has done in the past, and we feel like he can be the guy for us. So it was an emphasis all week of running the football, running in between the tackles, him not dancing in there and doing what he does best, putting his foot in the ground and going north and south. And thought he did that today, and we need for him to do that every week.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.